All right, welcome back to the Onebar and Lupagus show. I am Lupagus here with Justin from the Purple Persuasion. It's that time of the week to go over the Vikings news and nuggets. This time from training camp. Justin, how the hell are you doing?
Vikings football is officially back, so you can't complain about that. It's what we're at training camp day 3-4 here. Fans are out here coming on. Should be about an hour and a half right now from when we're recording this, but 2:30 today. Training camp kicks off. Fans are there, so hopefully we get a lot of videos and clips of JJ McCarthy. Of gotta represent that here.
Oh, look at that! Hell yeah, I didn't know we were talking. That was a McCarthy jersey. Couldn't see with your giant microphone in front of it. Day 4. Me and Onebar will be down there on Wednesday for training camp. Excited to see that. And we're meeting up with a few folks down there, so that is always a good time. Hell yeah, it's here. I'm so damn excited. And let's talk about it. Vikings have been busy this week, bringing in some new faces. Jacoby Francis, the cornerback, linebacker Jabril Cox. These guys just camp bodies, or maybe does one of them have a chance to stick on this team?
I think Cox actually might have a chance to stick. He's got, I guess the other Jabril, he might be getting some action too. I think they need camp bodies right now. Cornerback's a severe problem right now until they get that whole situation. There's a lot of talk of Stephon Gilmore, Jackson, all these big names, and Xavier Howard. I honestly just don't think they're going to be spending a lot. I think they want to roll over as much cap as they possibly can, and I really do think Kwesi wants to see if any of these budding guys can make if Booth can jump up, if one of these guys can finally make a move. I think they're camp bodies, though, to answer the question. The special teams guy, I think he played like 26 NFL games and various defensive and special team plays. I think he maybe has a chance, but he could be a camp body until who's the guy, the safety that Najee Thompson. Yeah, him. Yeah, I think he has a chance. Until he gets back from injury, I think he could be out at least a month, from what I've been hearing. So it could be just a camp body for that until he's ready to go. But nobody splashy for now, at least.
No, when Jabril Cox, Jabril Cox, I remember him, and then I looked at his stats. He has no stats. So.
No stats. He is in the undrafted free agent. I think the Texans drafted him and just never has seen the field yet.
Yeah. All right, let's move on. A couple other players the Vikings were kicking the tires on. Mo Ibrahim, the former Viking or Gophers running back, and Trenton Cannon, the New York Jet running back, former Jet, been with a few other teams since then. It kind of feels like the Vikings are going to sign a running back at some point. Does this just kind of show what they feel about the depth of this running back depth chart, or what?
Yeah, I could see another signing for a running back. You're not going to get anybody splashy. Maybe they get Dalvin Cook back. He's still out there. Yeah. And, you never know. But at this point, I think it's solidified. Jones, your number one running back. Ty Chandler is going to definitely mix in with some snaps as running back too. So overall, those are two solidified spots. I think Dwayne McBride was on the NFI list to start training camp, but I think he was cleared. KOC said that this week. So, Dwayne McBride season could be beginning to. But overall, if they do sign somebody, it could be just a camp body or somebody that they inactivate every week. But I think the first two spots, and they could use another body or two, I think. So, they're kicking the tires on Ibrahim. I'm a Husker fan, so sorry, I'll go for fans listening right now.
Wow.
But yeah, he ran all over us to. That'd be kind of interesting, he had a lot of talent. So, but he's obviously not on a roster, so he's obviously got some problems too.
His injuries, he can't stay healthy. He's got a ton of wear in the tires too. So, it'd be fun to get Ibrahim in here, but we'll see what they do. I do feel like a body could be brought in. I'm just not comfortable with running back 3 if one of the first two guys go down. I'm like, I don't know if we have anybody on the roster who can help us out there. Yeah. Dalton Reisner looks like he's playing specifically at right guard with the twos right now. KLC didn't really give Ed Ingram a ringing endorsement on an earlier press conference like a week and a half ago. You got a battle brewing here for the starting right guard.
100%. It's a battle. He kind of, maybe it was Wednesday when he spoke, maybe the first day of training camp. I think it was interesting the way he worded it. I didn't take it as a ringing endorsement. He complimented Ed, saying he's strong and blah blah blah, some stuff, but he really hit that his consistency lacked. And going into year 3, that's key. You're in year 3. Your rookie year, you get some a buy and a pass on a lot of different things, but he's got to step up and show consistency. And Reisner is consistent. He's not a world beater by any means from my perspective. He's solid in the pass blocking, but his run blocking kind of lacks a little bit. But Ingram is, according to Pro Football Focus, is in pretty bad for most of his career. And I think it's maybe some competition could light a fire under him. Sounds like Blake Brandel is the solidified starter on the left guard spot. He really praised Brandel and obviously told Reisner, hey, you're working in at right guard. So I think that's a big tell going into camp this week. That would start it off and something to watch for the next couple of weeks in those preseason games.
Yeah, it was weird. We all thought the battle would be on the left side. Turns out it just got flipped over to the right. So it shows what the hell we know when we're speculating in the offseason.
Brandel's the guy, though. I think he's the automatic starter at left guard. And hopefully, Ingram, the little fight behind him gets him going a little bit. But we'll see. It
just goes back to how good Spielman was at the 2020 class. I mean, he just nailed that.
I was talking with that to Nick the other day. I was like, maybe Rick wasn't as bad as people think he was.
God.
He's... Kwesi hasn't signed any of his own guys yet. Everybody's been from Rick's scheme, but Ingram, if he goes down, that first draft class just gets continually worse and worse. But
absolutely. Let's talk about one of Rick's guys, Cam Bynum. Supposedly he was talking to Byron Murphy and Shaq Griffin and the D-backs coach, which speculated. I think PA was the one who talked about him potentially moving to cornerback. Maybe the solution to our cornerback woes with all these injuries is just massaging what we have in the defensive backfield already.
That's it. Outside of PA kind of saying that Bynum worked with the DB coach. He also said Harrison Smith was too, Durante Jones. So maybe there's not a lot there. But don't forget that Bynum he played 4 years cornerback at the University of Cal, and then the Vikings drafted him in 2021. Mike Zimmer converted him to safety. He didn't get much rep his rookie year, but for 2022 and beyond, he really took off. Excels in the role at safety, but He's one of the better pass covering safeties in the NFL. His Pro Football Focus grades are pretty high in that area. Maybe it's something in the back of the head that us fans aren't really talking about too much, and the Vikings are just like, we're not going to go sign anybody and spend big money on a big name free agent DB, even though we're rest in peace Kyrie Jackson, and obviously the Mekhi Blackman injury was just devastating on day one of training camp and tore his ACL and out for the year. So it's obviously a position of need. It was going into camp, but I mean even 2 weeks or 3 weeks ago from now, I think it's a huge problem. But maybe in the back, Cam Bynum was the guy. We're going to shift him over and play there. And Metellus can kind of play all over the place too. He can play in the slot. So, maybe they just kind of work in Bynum and Metellus kind of in that DB role too. And it's not really a problem that maybe most fans are seeing it as of now.
I believe, didn't Jay Ward play some corner as well? So we got another guy.
It's a lot of them have experience with it. And maybe it's one of those versatile schemes that Flores runs, and they keep Murphy on the outside, even though he's probably a better slot type cornerback. And Shaq Griffin's banged up too right now, so it doesn't sound like it's anything too serious for him. I probably expect him to either be back today or for sure this upcoming week. I haven't heard anything.
We don't need to rush it.
Yeah, it's nothing. You don't need to force it. He's got enough experience. But yeah, it's the DB room and wide receiver battle. Wide receiver number 3 battle are probably the two biggest, and obviously the right guard battle is probably the top 3 position battles going into camp.
Yeah, I'm a little torn with Cam Bynum playing corner. Like I like it as an immediate solution, but look, long term, he's going to be, the next Harrison Smith. He's going to be back there for. I think he's the next guy getting extended, and I don't know if he's long term safety. I don't know if I want to mess around a corner for a year, but
it's pretty thin. And unless Sign shows a pulse this camp too, hopefully he can. I think he's on like $3 or $4 million if they cut him, so he does have some money. I think they take a $3 million hit. But if they got guys on the fringe that they really value, then they're going to have to pull the move on him. But I think Andrew Brew Jr. is probably safe now, given all the injuries. So he was one that was probably not going to make the roster. I think he does now, given what's happened with the cornerback room. But Lewis Seen maybe has a chance if they move Bynum over. I don't know. But like you said, he probably is the future at safety with him and Metellus. I think Smith this might be his last year, maybe one more year after this. But safety, they got high praise for Ward too. There's been a lot of people talking about him. So maybe he jumps up and, shows a pulse, and, maybe it's not a concern. But right now the safety room is a little deep. So we'll see. Yeah.
And I like the out of the box thinking. You've seen it already with N'Keal Harry moving to tight end. See what you got, make it work.
Yeah.
You might have to do that. Let's talk about, probably some of the best news coming out of camp. J.J. McCarthy having a very solid start, especially day 2. He unofficially hit 8 of 9 throws. And it sounds like he's already quarterback 2, making a push. So maybe let's talk about Sam Darnold automatically being the starter with no battle. Maybe that was wrong. Maybe we got something going on here.
Yeah, that's something that the beat writers have been pushing pretty heavy is Sam Darnold. It's For me, he's a top 10 quarterback, highest drafted quarterback in franchise history. He needs a chance, to prove himself. I want him to earn it and win it. I don't want it to be given to him. But just to pencil Sam Darnold as a starter prior to week 1, before any camp, any OTA or not OTAs, but joint practices, preseason games, I think it's just way too premature. McCarthy's extremely smart. He's even Wes Phillips said he's got his movements down already, and all the changing of his footwork has now become second nature to him just from a few months back. So he's I think he's faster than a lot. Look at all the beat writers and people saying that he was going to be QB3 starting the season. Well, it's day 2 of practice. He's already getting QB2 reps. So we're on day 2 of quite a few days. So it's something definitely to keep your eye out for. Obviously, we're high on JJ McCarthy. I think most Vikings fans are, and he's obviously the future. But I wouldn't pencil Sam Darnold as day 1 starter quite yet. He's favored for sure, but just to be automatic starter, absolutely not.
Not just yet. And also super impressive when he was up there at the podium talking. I mean, just the way he carries himself and his answers are really well thought out and deep. So JJ McCarthy impressing on all levels. So Justin, that's all we got for you this week. We've been talking training camp pretty heavy, and appreciate you chiming in on some topics we've already kind of talked about on the show. But again, if you guys are not following up Purple Persuasion on Twitter, first of all, shame on you. Second of all, go do it right now, especially with training camp going on.
Yeah,
constant updates.
Yep.
Constant updates. It's fantastic. Definitely keep you abreast on what's going on.
If anybody's going to camp, we're not going to be able to make it this year, but hopefully next year. But if anybody's got any clips or anything that they want plugged, feel free to shoot us a DM, tag us, whatever. We'll be happy to play it and give it love because we love watching the videos. The fans love it. So if you got anything good coming out of camp, send it our way. TPP School.
Hell yeah, I'll send you some videos. I don't know if they're going to be postable or not. But, all right, guys, you're digesting all that training camp news. Remember this: a Florida man, 37 years old, was arrested for kidnapping 27 people and forcing them to play Yahtzee for 36 hours straight.
Oh, geez.
Unbelievable.